My name is Austin Furman, and today I will be explaining the problem of the growing number of adolescent females developing eating disorders in the United States due to the false portrayals and unrealistic expectations of the female body that are promoted by the US media. Having a pseudo-idealized image of the female body that is incredibly photoshopped and edited distorts an adolescent female's perception of what they think that they need to look like to be considered beautiful by others, which has led to a shocking increase in the number of adolescent females developing eating disorders. Before jumping into our main issue here, it is very important that we learn exactly what an eating disorder is. An eating disorder is an incredibly serious mental illness that anybody can develop. Eating disorders often cause victims to carry out very unhealthy eating habits. These unhealthy habits include characteristics such as not eating nearly enough calories to remain healthy, self-induced vomiting after a meal to rid the body of food, and eating obscene amounts of calories in a very short period of time. More negative effects than just these unhealthy habits come with an eating disorder, such as psychological damage and many physical effects to the body. An eating disorder is exactly that, a disorder, meaning that the victim sometimes cannot recognize the issue with what they're doing. A common misconception is that an eating disorder is the victim's choice, and that is incredibly wrong. Victims of eating disorders do not choose to do what they do. They are affected psychologically and cannot be shamed for their actions. Okay, so now I'd like to address the idea that many companies have that skinny sells. First, I would like to say a disclaimer that this term skinny does not have an exact definition. It is just a term used to describe the thinness of a body and that can be determined personally. Skinny cells is just a term I'm going to be using for this example. In the United States, we often see female models that are incredibly underweight, photoshopped, and edited to match our media's idealized image of the female body. Many companies believe that skinny does sell, so they use female models that fit this description. Along with their photos being photoshopped, female models' body sizes are already, on average, more than 20% underweight. The models you see here come from Victoria's Secret, a company who is under constant scrutiny for this issue of underweight female models. To address the question of does skinny sell, a study was done by Anna Watson and Natasha Leckie to find the answer. Their study found that female body size has no significant positive impact on their brand image perceptions, meaning that having such underweight female models really does not monetarily benefit companies at all. This proves that skinny does not sell, meaning that there is no need for the media to create an idealized image of the female body because it really has no benefit for companies or consumers. From here, we will go into the true impacts that our media has on what kind of effects these pseudo-idealized images of the female body have on adolescent women. People form their personal perceptions of what they should look like at a very young age, demonstrating on why adolescents are the most vulnerable to eating disorders. When someone thinks of a perfect body, a slim figure is almost an automatic attribute. People assume that a perfect body will lead to success and acceptance by others. Several studies were done by Natalia Kaczmierczak in an effort to see if adolescent self-perception was influenced by mass media. The studies were composed of 100 adolescents between the ages of 10 and 23, 94 being females and 6 being males. In the first study, the adolescents were asked if their physical appearance was important to them. As you can see, only 1 out of the 100 participants claimed that their appearance was not important to them, which was somewhat shocking due to the age of the study group. In the second study, the adolescents were asked if they were satisfied with the figure of their body. 94% of the respondents said that they were dissatisfied with their figure. Having 94 out of the 100 respondents have been female, it can be seen that adolescent females are very concerned at a young age of how their body looks. Kaczmierczak concluded that differences between self-perception and the ideal image created by the media cause excessive body mass control. The obsession that many adolescent females have to have control over their weight is one of the first steps in them developing an eating disorder. An eating disorder develops because of the fear of gaining weight and not being accepted at such a young age, and the influence of a false portrayal of the female body encourages the onset of an eating disorder even more. Underweight females are found everywhere, even in magazines, television, or in movies. Women are constantly pressured to be thin and in perfect shape, and the pressure is certainly not as intense on the average male, though males are expected to be in shape. For example, younger women are affected by the media even in the cartoons that they watch when growing up. In a study of cartoons over 9 decades, female characters were much more likely to be physically attractive than male characters. Along with that, it was found that overweight characters were 3 times as likely to be characterized as less smart and less competent than their underweight and normal weight counterparts, while more attractive looking characters were usually much happier and much more social. As you can see here, the Disney princesses are all incredibly skinny, very intelligent, and have a perfectly animated body, while Patrick Star, on the other hand, from SpongeBob SquarePants, is fat and is portrayed as an idiot on the show. What's even more shocking is that young females don't even want to be thin to be in shape. They just want to be thin for the feeling of looking thin. The mindset that is developed in an adolescent woman because of the media is not only damaging to their bodies, it is just as damaging to their minds and can lead to the onset of disordered eating to reach their unattainable goals. Social media plays a huge role in the onset or advancing of disordered eating in adolescent women. On the internet, there are so many different types of blogs, forums, Tumblr accounts, and any social media website accounts that all focus on one term, thinspiration. These thinspiration websites are the most damaging to young women of all and serve a terrible purpose for those with eating disorders. Thinspiration websites are online communities that are home to people suffering with an eating disorder, but instead of a support group to fight against the disorder, it is a support group to continue the behaviors of the disorder. These communities often demonstrate a pro-ana, short for pro-anorexia behaviors. Pro-ana can be used to describe a range of behaviors used by members of an internet community to embrace the pride and sense of identity attached to their eating disorder. The sites often have sayings like the ones you see here, such as, "A moment on the lips, forever on the hips." Dr. Jim Harris from the Texas Health Presbyterian Hospital in Dallas is one of many who oppose websites such as these. Harris claims that anybody with an eating disorder should stay far away from thinspiration blogs. People with eating disorders flock to websites like these because they offer a sense of belonging and an escape from the burdens of life with an eating disorder. What these thinspiration blogs do is they lure adolescent women in with eating disorders, providing an environment in which they may receive comfort, support, and partners to engage in mutual fasting, accountability provisions, unconditional understanding, and encouragement. What must be understood is that encouraging the behaviors of an eating disorder is not the cure or treatment that these victims need. It furthers the damages of the disorder and provides no benefits for these young women. Having an eating disorder at such a young age is so detrimental to the body because it can cause severe psychological damage and lead to more negative physical effects. As we've seen, mass media in the United States, ranging from everything from Patrick Star to social media accounts, can be incredibly damaging to the mindset of an adolescent female. Female models continue to get thinner and thinner as each year passes due to the pseudo-idealized image created by our media. It's been proven that such underweight models provide no monetary benefits to companies, they only damage the mindsets of the women who buy the product. The idealized image of the female body sets a precedent that is just impossible to follow and obtain. It causes adolescent females to go to drastic measures to reach the unattainable goal of the perfect body in the eyes of the media. Though some companies such as Dove and Aerie have given a look towards a brighter future by starting to try and reverse the process by using quote real women who have healthier looking bodies, it is unfortunately evident that adolescent women will continue to suffer from eating disorders as long as they are constantly surrounded by such dangerous influences precedents. Thank you.